Testing. All right, we are. If everything's working.
Let me do a check-a-rooney.
All right, we're back. For now. You know what's interesting? If I'm having troubles too, that it may literally actually be because Amazon Web Services are busted right now.
Oh yeah.
We alive. Okay. So I guess we'll just see how it looks. But again, yeah, this. I don't know if you caught that earlier, Andy, but AWS, Amazon Web Services, have been broken all day.
All right. Cool.
But we will try and get going here.
And that means I can focus on the soundboard.
And I can focus on the scotch having.
That was perfect. That almost sounded like a soundboard sound. Dunk.
Dunk.
All right, let's try this again. Thanks for sticking around, Andy, and bearing with us.
Yeah, appreciate you. Interesting. I work with an awesome dude who's clearly experienced and has worked with AWS for like 14 years now.
Oh wow!
Since they started, and he was like, "Yeah, everything. We don't launch anything or do anything because everything gets bad at the end of November and early December every year." I'm like, why? Well, because Amazon has their Amazon Invent conference, so they show all the new things they're gonna do, and then they launch everything into US East 1. And which is what most people use and what we use too. So everything over here, so they throw it all in like, oh, look at that, whole bunch of stuff broke. So that's why around this time it just didn't work so well. Scotch.
I love scotch.
As I was saying, I felt even better getting away from
any crypto that was not Bitcoin.
Yes, because I realized part of the reason that I was doing that was because I felt like I felt trapped by the economy that we're in because of fiat money, in the sense that when you have sound money, literally all you have to do is make sure, all right, if I make more than I spend for 30 years,
yes,
I will have money and I can put it away and everything will be okay.
Less than I make.
Yeah. I don't have to
like savings.
Right. And if you want to get into the like a stock market type situation, that's how you take some risks and you can get rich. But if you just want to see yourself be secured in some way and have a modest retirement or anything like that, you can do that just by making more
Not
than what
spending what you make.
Right.
What a radical idea. But the thing that got me is like, it's so true that you are seeing the everyone an investor class. What do they call that? The everyone's an investor.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone has to be, and it's creating these, and believe me, I am not totally out of it, and I was definitely a part of the problem. Oh my gosh, I just sat there and watched that. Is the target retirement funds, like I buy the Vanguard 2060 because I plan to retire in 2060. Passive investor, the passive investing. You got the robots, doing the trades and stuff. It just creates this like this. Everyone has to be an investor just to not lose their value.
Right.
Andy says, but debt.
But debt.
Yeah. Debt is a choice.
It's supposed to be.
Most privately acquired debt is a choice.
Right.
Our money is We trade IOU notes. That's so bonkers. This is a Federal Reserve note. What a goofy concept. But was that the one today? The Society Bitcoin bill that was like the human race hasn't experienced the introduction of a new money in like over 5,000 years.
No, that must have been the one from maybe for the one from today, but the one before that is the one I'm talking about.
And I really liked the one about how libertarians need to focus more on Bitcoin.
Yeah, which is what
And
Guys
how-
One has been doing for a long time, which is trying to get like, someone listen to me. This is so important.
Like, it is exactly what ANCAPs need to be talking about the most. There's the rule, the Michael Malice rule: attack the right from the right and left from the left. I think the new rule, the addition to that, is something like get libertarians to love Bitcoin, to understand. First, you have to understand it. That was the biggest gap for me, is I truly didn't understand it. I'm not saying I totally understand it now, but I understand it a heck of a lot better.
Well, and see, I think I don't even think you need that.
That's true.
Like you have to understand it on some level. Like, my car gets me from A to B, and these wheels turn, and there's an engine and some stuff in there, and it reliably gets me from A to B. And sometimes I have to have it fixed, but I don't really know exactly how my car works. I just know that it does. So
True.
all you really need is to know that it works, and be able to explain very simply why and how you know that it works.
Did you listen to the vaccine moment episode?
Oh God! Oh no! I
It's
can't.
still alive!
I know I can't get there.
Oh, the whistle!
I was floating in the middle of it, in midair. You'll see.
I don't want to get epic saves when they still go in.
Right.
Andy, I don't understand it, but I don't understand the dollar. I get money is money.
Before we get to that, I just wanted to say really quickly, to finish up on what we were talking about. So combining that Bitcoin is inevitable, and that when you have sound money, you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. Like, okay, really, all I need to do is stack sats.
Yes.
And by the time there's no way it's going to take another 30 or 40, that the fiat can last another 30 or 40 years into my old age or whatever, and then that'll be enough. And once we've transitioned into that, and I have a little bit of that, like, that's all I'm going to need. And then if I want to make riskier bets and things like that, I can do that. But I don't have to do that right now. I can just get Bitcoin, and when the moment comes, it'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Right.
So.
Oh, they forfeited.
They sure did. They did not have a good kickoff. So, not that I did, but I was beating them, and we got like 3 kickoff goals. So, all right, go ahead and address Andy if you were going to.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the playlist here. Here it is. Andy, my friend, please. If you can only watch one, episode 4. This is what really kind of woke me up to what is money.
This is how Prax got woke. Wait. Nope. That doesn't make sense anymore.
It's called Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney. And I really have a lot of respect for Mike Maloney because he is hardcore, was always hardcore gold. But he understands, he did the work, unlike other gold guys I can name. He did the work to truly understand Bitcoin and allowed himself to be convinced that both are very important.
That was you. No problem.
At least I saved
Not even God knows what you're doing.
So if I would highly recommend you take the time to it's awesome, and he finally gets to Bitcoin in episode 8, and these are
Thief.
highly produced episodes. He released like one about every year. Thank you, I needed that. So he's got a lot of street cred in my opinion because he's so ahead of the game. And he's definitely a libertarian in his thinking, and he references a lot of the greats in the Austrian school. But he does some really cool stuff. Like he goes to the Deutsche Bank's History of Money Museum, and he looks at all these examples of what's been money throughout time. And there's so many paper examples, and it's like, it's so funny because on his way out, he purchases, some gifts with paper money that will eventually be in that museum, if the museum exists. It's so awesome. So I think the phrase "money is money" is a little too simple, and I would challenge you to deepen your understanding on that. I think it'll make you a wealthy and profitable person.
Oh, if that goes in, I had a really great bump, and it set you up for a good shot, which you put in, but they blocked it.
I gotta get back to chat. I can't. I still got the other window up.
No, it's okay. Nothing's. Andy has not yet responded.
Okay. Because he's probably watching the doc. Ooh.
I'm also. I'm trying to think as he asked the questions right now. I'm trying to think if he's actually if Bitcoin has actually changed the definition of what money is. But because before crypto became a thing, I knew the definition as the most marketable good was how you described money. And good money carried from a book called Honest Money 5 characteristics. I don't know if we talked about this before. Recognizability, portability, divisibility, durability, and scarcity. And the best money has those things in a particular amount that no one chooses. It's just that the market over time, people's collective decisions make that be so. And gold has historically been one of those things. So it's extremely recognizable from the way that it looks. It's extremely portable when you make it so, because it's extremely divisible. You can get down to the grain if you need to. It's durable. It's a strong metal. Not compared to some other metals, but strong enough to survive daily wear and tear. And it's got a proper amount of scarcity. Some things that would not fit that bill, you might think it's not about being the most scarce. For instance, a Babe Ruth baseball card is far more scarce than gold, but it doesn't have durability or divisibility. So, so it doesn't work in that capacity. And then on the other end, you got seashells. Very recognizable, not divisible, not scarce. Doesn't make good money. Then you've got those giant stone coins or whatever. No,
yeah.
Not Eastern oil, or from South Africa or whatever, or South America.
Yeah, the island ones.
Scarce, durable, not so portable or divisible.
Yeah.
Oh, good save.
Thanks. What do you mean you're a mod? I don't think I've ever made someone a mod. I don't even know how
do you do that? You hacking our system, Andy?
Are you gonna hold our? You didn't tell me. Take the shot.
This is the first week ever that you haven't known.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. Also, we were winning like 5-1, and it is now 5-4. And there's
Oh, were it really?
far too much match remaining, and now it's still 5-4 because that was a great save.
I'm glad you had the you had the insult in the chamber.
Oh yeah, it was on deck. It was on deck.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, I should really get that old sound effect from Family Guy when God or Jesus plays golf.
I forget that one.
Basically, he's putting, and he misses, and they're like, "Oh, it's too bad, Jesus." He's like, "Yeah," or is it? And like he literally just moves it. So he's like, "Oh, oh, oh, booyah!" And the ball just goes in. You know.
Oh, no.
No. Get in there. Oh, no. I thought that was going in. I misread that. Oh. Move! Freedom isn't free.
Oh,
Because
no!
folks like now we're tied.
I guess I was spied on, so they thought I was cool. Still don't know who. Still don't know.
Oh, he's a mod at Fabian Liberty. Okay.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
This is me. I am going now.
Good for you.
Just as we drew it up.
Okay.
This is you. Please go for the kickoff. Please don't miss.
Oh, you're a mod at Fabian. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad to see you kind of connecting with that group there. Anyone who's Muses Caucus is all right by me.
And they represent, as far as I can tell, a kind of libertarian that I just can't be, which is the, like, I mean, they're great as far as I can tell, but they're like the debate me bro adversarial. Whoever wants to be on here, let's do this type of libertarian. And it's like, I don't have the time for that. I don't have the energy or the pain to be able to deal with that sort of thing. So I'm glad someone does, but it is not me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm more of the peace, love, and education libertarian.
Yeah. I'm a peace, love, and re-education libertarian.
Yeah.
Get in there.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Nice.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I made it unnecessarily close.
Oh, everyone is crazy Scott debates. Yeah. Yeah. That's the most difficult part about it is basically anyone on the left is not rational in the slightest. So it's like there's no way, there's almost no way when you're going to be in that position to say like, let's debate about this, that it's not going to be like a shouting match at some point or like just insulting people back and forth. It's not just going to be just vitriol. And I don't have the patience or the, right now at least, or the grace to let someone just be like, scream at me vitriolic and be like, I disagree. I don't have that. I wish I did, but in that scenario, my preference would be to, drag their face across a broken mirror. And that's not what I should feel, but that is how I feel all the time, like the violence that wants to come out of me during those situations. So it's best that I avoid it. That's where I currently am. Andy says, I also try to reason with the commies or leftists talking about killing, calm down, and chat before I became mod. Oh, there you go. That's probably how you got there. This is you. This is you. Please go. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think a really important like starting point I try to establish when I'm talking with someone who has opposing opinions is I want to know. I want to see if I can figure out, is this person really, what are their intentions? Are they really in good faith trying to figure out what the truth is, or are they? Is this like a replacement for, in essence, like physical combat, where they're jonesing for a fight. They want to bloody someone's nose intellectually. They're really not in it because they're open to having their mind changed. They're trying to basically dominate, just dominate an argument for the sake of winning it. And you can start. I think you can figure out pretty quickly when you start with like people's beliefs on like the principles of like, do you own yourself, and when is the initiation of violence justified, the initiation of force. Once you can find common ground on that, and if you can't find common ground on like you own yourself and and violence against peaceful people is wrong, I don't know if you're going to go anywhere fast.
I mean, it's why we have I mean, it doesn't really matter right now, but it's our bar, Boxcar Test Pastors. Like,
yeah, that means
if we can't even agree that, just despite the fact that we disagree, that you're not going to put me on a boxcar.
Or ask someone else to put me on a boxcar.
Yeah. If we can't agree on that, then there's no point in us talking.
Yeah.
And honestly,
I'd be better off.
I found I currently have even less patience than that. Like, I remember specifically at, oh God, it was so long ago now. But at the...
What's up, Bob Marley? Number one.
Hey, Bob Marley. At the church that I used to go to, someone was visiting, and they were just like, why do you guys worship Mary? And we like sat, I was with me and a couple other people, and we sat and explained like, well, we venerate, we don't actually worship her, blah, 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 all these reasons. And she's like, no, you guys worship her. And I was like, I'm out. I'm done. Okay. If you're not going to listen to a word we just said, and you're just going to assume that whatever you, like, okay, you're right, it's whatever you think it is, doesn't have anything to do. It's like Tom just had a post recently that was like, I love it when atheists tell Christians what they believe. Like, all right, well, then I don't have time for you.
Was that like one of his daily emails?
No, it was just a tweet.
Okay.
And I hope, again, one day that I have the grace and inner peace to be able to talk to people like that, and even to talk to violent people like the Saints do. But I don't have it right now.
And like, a lot of it is if you're not willing to put in the work, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I was talking to a guy who's inquiring, like I am, into the Orthodox Church, and he came at me with like all this like opinion and stuff about like, I think you need to go back. Let me not be uncharitable and give him that weird voice. He was like, I think you need to go back and read the original Greek to really understand what the Bible's saying. And I was like, okay. Are you going to agree? Yeah. Okay. So, what? Also, why do you think that? Like, that's what's so crazy, like, kind of understanding more about church history and tradition is like, there's kind of a reason for a lot of the stuff the church does. And it's pretty well grounded in years of, apostolic tradition, which kind of matters. Like, apostolic tradition is a feature, not a bug.
Right.
And I was presented with it as a bug, and I'm like, no, that kind of matters a lot. Anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole, but my point to this gentleman was, hey, you know what's helped me out a lot? The first 4 chapters of this book called Know the Faith, and he just wasn't interested at all in like reading it. But he was like he had all these questions and opinions. And I'm like, yeah, there's kind of some answers for that, but you're gonna have to, read a book.
Oh, get in there. Nice shot.
Nice. So Andy says, if the government tells me to get in the car for my safety, to get in the car, like the police car, and otherwise he's peaceful. Yeah, Greek.
Yes, Greek. You have the Old Testament you have original like Old Hebrew, and then it was what was used in Jesus' time which is called the Septuagint, which was the Greek translation, because the original Hebrew didn't use vowels and things like that, so it was really hard to read. And yes, that's the traditional one we go back to. That's the one that the Dead Sea Scrolls like verified for the church, that going back to like 600 or whatever, the Dead Sea Scrolls, like, yep, it all matches up with the Septuagint today. And first of all, it's interesting, like, okay, you don't really need to go read. I mean, you'd probably get a lot of insight if you could read it in the original Greek. But the thing is, that's why we have the Holy Tradition. The words of the saints and the fathers and forefathers, like, they've done a lot of that for you, a lot of the expounding on things, and that has been able to be translated into other languages too. It's a very Protestant thing to think like, it's on me to look at this thing and figure it out.
Yeah.
Like not that that you could ever rely on other people who have come before you to be able to do that. And I think that is honestly just a reflection of schooling, which is the thing I was going to get into next.
Man,
like,
I'm putting shots on, and they are blocking a lot of them.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
you're
just
talking about schooling? Nice.
I just raised up to Diamond 1. So, schooling creates the most confident, zealotous, narcissistic, ignorant people.
Whoa, say that again. I love that.
Confident, zealotous. I don't know. That's zealous. Zealous.
Zealous. Yeah.
Yeah. Confident, zealous, narcissistic, ignorant people. When you come out of school and you haven't had any other influence, you assume that you are extremely important and extremely smart. when the reality is, you haven't done anything to make yourself important yet, and everything you know is a lie.
The vast majority.
And that's what's so insidious about it. And it also puts you in a state where it plays on people's emotions for incentives. What's the easiest route? And the easiest route that school teaches you is truth is simple.
Let someone else do the work in a group project.
Truth is simple. It's what we tell you it is. You don't have to think about it. You don't really need to do any research. All you got to do is do what we say and what we tell you. Repeat it back. Now you are knowledgeable. Now you know things.
You got a good grade.
Right. And that problem crops up for everybody, even people who leave the schools, the school system. I'm talking vegans. vegetarians, paleo, libertarians, communists, Marxists. They all start out with, okay, so that what they said wasn't the truth, but this is the truth. This is the one universal truth now. This one thing made sense to me, and because I don't actually know how to critically think or compare two things or read on my own or do anything like that, you just replace one easy ideology for another. So now it's not.
I'd say I've done that to an extent.
So have I. Absolutely, I have, because we were both
Okay.
schooled. It's something you have to get out of, or it takes a long time to get out of. I have a blog post that I need to convert into a video at some point because blogs are stupid at this point, basically. Where I come up with like the different types of libertarians by like a sort of age, and one of them that I have is called the liberteenager, and the liberteenager is like, they act like they basically know everything there is. They've read a little bit, but they really haven't read any Rothbard or any Hoppe or actually done any of the intellectual work. But they know they're right. Whatever your position is on borders, you're wrong. And like the picture that I use is like, I used a picture of from Ghostbusters of Bill Murray talking to Dana when she's been possessed, and it's like, well, a covenant community will probably have laws to deal with that sort of thing, and her response is like, there are no laws, there is only the nap. Like that's liberteenager stuff. That's where you've just replaced the one way of thinking for another one way of thinking, and even if it's technically the right way of thinking, you still have not figured out how to appreciate the nuance in a situation. And these are people who will like it's like Sal the Agorist. I gotta call him out for it. Like, okay. He's so good on a lot of things, but then when he's fought with like Dave Smith recently, because he can't see any other way or any nuance to the situation that like Dave is trying to explain him. It's just this is you like pure ideology. Like, I don't, like there is no realistic situation. There is only the purity of knowing, of the philosophy of knowing the exact right way to think about something.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of open borders people, I think. And I've yet to hear a good answer for an open borders person who's like, okay, a bunch of people move in and they are on your street. They set up a tent camp on your street in front of your house. You can no longer get your car out. Is that okay? Is that cool? Like, no, you can't call the police because that's not the, that's not the pure libertarian solution. So I guess I just can't leave my house because they can be there. That doesn't make any sense, and I haven't heard a good answer for that one. Let's see. Danny RL. Cool. No, I will not, but I am fat. You're right.
I mean, I'd like to see a tip first, at least.
Yeah, you gotta at least.
Don't just like.
We've got a coffee.
Don't ask for skin without a freaking.
We got a coffee.
Yeah,
you gotta put. You gotta put $1 in the. You gotta put $1 in the garter if you want to see something.
Yeah, but welcome in, Danny. Libertarian Dave, what up?
It's been a while. Good to see you again. Y'all getting you deep tonight?
Oh, dude, Carrie Baldwin, 100%.
She's a LCI girl, right?
Huge LCI contributor.
She contributed to the book, right? I
Oh
believe.
yeah,
one of the yeah.
Yeah, she wrote all the abortion stuff, or heavily influenced a lot of the abortion stuff.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, Dave.
That's hilarious. Like I was like, in a free society, a lot of things can go wrong. Good to be here.
Oh, I missed big old farts. One time I played hoops, my mom came in and immediately ripped off her clothes because I was a legendary baller. Dude, that's awesome. Good for you, man. I hope you enjoyed it. I also was a legendary baller, but I got to see zero skin, including family skin, which is okay.
Yeah.
But if you
You
stick
hate
around,
to see, you hate to see it.
if you stick around for Danny's tip, who knows? Maybe milkers are back on the menu, boys. We have fun. Yeah, and the the 9 o'clock show is entirely different than the 6 o'clock show.
Be sure to try the veal.
Yeah, that's great. Yes, excellent. Yeah, I mean, if you were expecting like guys running a Twitch channel that are mediocre at video games and talk libertarianism to be like ripped and like male models, I don't know where you get your expectations.
It's a miracle we're not autistic.
We might be, and just undiagnosed. I mean,
Oh yeah, I mean the spectrum extends itself more and more every year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's true. Oh, you dirty rat. So, what age do you think is appropriate to let your children watch Home Alone?
today, years old.
Do you mean that?
No, I don't know. It's hard to.
I haven't seen it in years, so I kind of forget what's in it. I could like Google it and see
I don't
like,
think
oh,
there's
parents recommend, you know,
anything
stuff.
particularly objectionable, but it's. I mean, it's hilarious to go back to
Whoa. Sorry, weird bounce.
the time before. I mean, there was a time before. Oh God, terrible. There was a time before before PG-13 and things were like PG, so like you can see Airplane, and you'll see a naked rack for 1 second in that, and that's a PG movie. But that was the age.
Baby's first stream. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Dude, Libertarian Dave's like, whatever, man. I got my protein shake in hand. I'm working on my Bowflex. He's swole as a mug. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Actually, I shouldn't have been there. That was obviously yours. Nope.
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 Get
There
their
you go.
ceiling. Get their ceiling. Get their ceiling. Oh come on! How you not gonna?
Baby's first stream got me, dude. I don't know why that's so funny. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Go for it.
People
Go for it. Go for it.
coming in here talking about, talking about their mom taking their clothes off because they're so good at this game. And the other dude's like, show us your mommy milkers. I mean, come on. This is hilarious. Ridiculous people. I love the internet. A lot of times when people are acting like really bad and rude, I like to imagine them like in person. And like, what would that be like? To just like walk up to somebody
like an
and
elementary
be
school
internet
lunchroom.
mean to someone. That would be hilarious.
Just
dude.
get in there, please. Oh.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'll believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that. Ah, so fun.
I think this one's getting away from us. I'm gonna say it.
With 20 seconds left, 4-0. Yeah, this is Baby's first Rocket League game in Diamond. Yeah.
Oh come on.
Oh man, Andy has got dog cheese on the mind. So let's let chat weigh in. I believe we've established it's cheese made from dog's milk. Y'all getting smoked like a pile of weed and LNC in Colorado. Yes. And LNC in Colorado. That's great. You love to hear it. That was fun. Sucks pacifier soothingly. I missed that. That was good.
It's also hilarious to me how many peanut butter and booty. Sure. Maybe it's just because that's what most people do. But the assumption is like, all right, if you're streaming and you're playing Rocket League, it's because you think you're good at Rocket League, and that's why you're streaming it. Like,
no, that's fair.
Nope, there's plenty of reasons to not to stream a game and not be good at it.
Yeah.
In fact, you're probably better off.
Right. That's a good point.
You're likely to be far more successful not trying to be amazing at a game and streaming it. So
I don't know. Maybe I could do what like Fabian Liberty does if I tried, which is just like talk and talk and talk. But I kind of need to talk and do something else. And sometimes it makes talking harder because you're unable to like fully concentrate.
Oh yeah, we've gotten better at it too. You know, it just takes practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Libertarian Dave's weighing in on the dog cheese question.
Thanks, Andy, for just leading with this, by the way. I don't know why, but here we are.
Yes.
It's like, good evening, dog cheese. Like, what?
Yeah. And it's like, yo, and serendipitously, we have a new sponsor. It's Canine Wisconsin, known for its delicious, organic, pasture-raised dogs.
Hold on. 3 seconds.
Okay.
3 seconds in. Don't you know that you're toxic? It's already started. Look at him. Look at him. You hate to see it. Also, I have packet loss. Here we go. Kickoff time.
Packet loss.
Oh, get in there, please.
Yeah, so is a Libertarian Day is weighing in. It's hard to say. I mean, it's milk from an animal. Is there really a difference in which animal? Does it have lactose?
I mean,
I don't know why. Are you a lactose bigot?
He's lactose intolerant.
Yep.
Oh, that's what you're going for. Damn it. All right. You were there first. I thought I was being clever, and you were actually very smart. All right.
That goes in off a deflection. Hilarious.
I mean, honestly, it's like I was saying earlier. Like, if you didn't grow up with it, it'd be weird. Like it's already strange for us right now. The idea that if I drank human milk, that would be creepy. But I drink cow's milk all the time. Or I could. That was you. If you're on the left.
That was me. And now I'm not going to say sorry.
But we just grow up that way. So I suppose if you grew up with dog's milk, like, you'd probably be like, yeah, I enjoy it with my cereal. Like, I don't know.
Sometimes, like, okay, my favorite breakfast food is eggs, like hands down. But sometimes I have to think really hard about not thinking about what eggs are.
Oh, I see. Okay. Unfertilized chickens.
Yeah.
Does that make it worse when I put it that way?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. But you know, it's interesting because your wife is Chinese.
Right.
That's it. That's the only interesting thing. No, but like I'm sure she has grown up with, because a lot of Asian cultures do, eating different parts of the animal.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Organ meats and things like that we in the West just do not. So to us it's like really gross to do those things, and to her it's just like, yeah, this is what I grew up eating, so this tastes good to me. I enjoy this.
Right.
Oh, I got
the
blasted.
craziest thing, and she doesn't like it, But the craziest thing they would serve at banquets was the I think it's the pig's blood, like jelly,
Mm. Okay.
like congealed pig's blood tofu, like nasty. Or it was either it was pigs. I think it was duck blood actually. And everyone's favorite when we were having hot pot. Everyone's favorite was the duck esophagus.
I mean, whose favorite isn't that?
Nothing wasted. How does one milk an almond?
See, that's
Yeah.
that's an old reminds me of an old Lewis Black joke where he talks about that. He's
Oh.
like where from like the early 2000s where he's like talking about dairy or something like that, and he's like, and I know there's no such thing as soy milk because there's no soy teat.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Way too hard.
I got sick of waiting.
Great. It's like I got no patience and I hate waiting.
And I got 2 boosts, so put it in. Thank you.
There
Good
you go.
shot.
Isn't that strange? It's how we are socialized. The idea can be expanded to many things. Organ meat is the only place you can get coenzyme Q10
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
of a supplement.
Yeah. Organ
I
meat's
did
where all the good
not.
stuff is.
Did not know that.
The muscle is
Your wife
like
from China. Yes. We talk about it on the stream a lot, so it's not too personal.
And we're losing. Had that one in the
I gotta
chamber
watch
too.
The whole replay here. Watch this.
Uh-huh.
I can't even see it. Yeah.
But yeah, I believe I had read in the past, like, the muscle meat is what they threw to the dogs. And they ate the organ meat because that's where literally all the, like, the vitamins and good stuff for you is, and there's not much of that in the muscles.
So, I mean, in China, they ate all the sparrows during the famine caused by communism. And they ate tree bark and roots because they were starving. And sometimes they ate each other.
Sure.
So, how's that for a great leap forward?
Right.
Turns out, and so much of it was caused. This reminds me so much of like the science and the data, cases and whatnot. So much of the famine was caused because the communes, village by village, were in competition with one another. And there's a famous photo, doctored photo, nice job, of children standing on sheaves of wheat. And they were showing our wheat is so abundant and strong that children can stand upon it. Which, it was a completely doctored photo, but it got circulated, and this really upped the ante. Because they published production numbers associated with
God.
that photo. Like, here's visual proof that our wheat is just crushing it for the motherland, and this whole system is working so well. And so the central planners in Beijing calculated the cut they would take based on those false numbers. And the result was they took all the people's food to eat.
Right.
And it wasn't they didn't have the ability to grow. I mean, they removed a lot of the incentives that, get lost when you destroy prices and take away private property. Profit and loss, destructive, creative destruction and all that Austrian stuff.
No.
But the main problem was
Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness.
the lies associated with the overproduction. It's a great 3-part documentary PBS did in the 80s called China 100 Years of Revolution. And it's still, 80s, whatever, it's still like massively educational because it's just talking about the 100 years of history that haven't changed since the 80s because they were already in the past. So you can still learn something from it.
Right. Now there's just not. It just doesn't have CGI or anything cool.
Yeah. So the idea of like eating dogs. Oh, we just won.
We did.
Yeah.
And you hate to see it. We got a quitter there. Wait, just finish it so we can say GG. Well, we don't need to gloat. We don't need to gloat.
I wasn't trying to gloat.
I know.
So the idea of eating dogs is largely regional. I saw when I lived there. I did see a skinned dog hanging in the open marketplace, but I had peers in the English department where I taught who were like members of animal rights activist groups that had their WeChat groups and their QQ chat groups, the communication software, and they would regularly, organize to protest restaurants and other places that still served it because it was considered like a backwards thing that no one should do anymore and a relic of a time past. And so it's not like there's this universal thing where all Chinese people love and eat dog.
Right.
Turns out there's a mixed bag.
Yep, but that idea was friggin' pervasive because I didn't have Chinese food growing up at all. I didn't have Asian food growing up.
Because you thought it was all dog?
No, because that's what my dad thought, or that's what he would told me or whatever. Like, oh god, that's going straight in. Oh, good save, buddy. Good save. What's with you, man? I mean, like, we had one Chinese restaurant in town, and I'm sure it was more just the bias that my dad got from his parents too. But he was just like, yeah, that's probably like half rat meat, like. So we just never had Asian food growing up, and it took time
for fear of quality.
For fear of quality, yeah. Which I'm sure was a problem in some places, but probably more than anything was just a misnomer. And it wasn't until the internet fixed everything, and we, for lack of a better way to put it, globalized a little more. In the early 2000s, we started to have more Asian restaurants pop up. Like, we got our first hibachi place while I was in high school.
Nice.
And like that was the first time I had sushi. I was like 15, maybe 16. And it's like one of my favorite foods now.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I love sushi. And it's my hope that one day the world uncrazies and I can go to Japan and have real sushi.
Yeah, I know, man. There's so many places I still want to visit.
It's going to be like a decade.
Hong Kong. I never made it to Japan. I never made it to South Korea. I want to go to all those places. I intended to take my family to all these places.
We still will. Our kids are young, and I think it's going to take a decade or so. They're going to be much older, and I think they'll get more out of it too. But they're definitely not going to go as kids. They're going to go as young adults for sure.
Save your money, man. Yeah.
But yeah, the world's it's gonna take some time to uncrazy itself.
Uncrazy itself, so true. So Libertarian Dave says insects are the most abundant source of healthy protein on the planet. Do I have a funny story on that? Andy's like, nah, sorry, not eating bugs. So my sister came for Thanksgiving, and she is always nice, and she brings the girls little gifts and stuff. And so she gave them like this joke lollipop. She said the place where she lives has like this unique candy store or whatever. And so this joke lollipop was sour apple green with like little ants inside. And she didn't realize they were real ants. This is like this goofy place had bugs. They had one with like worms and stuff. She just thought it was like a joke candy. Like, haha, kids will think insects in their candy's hilarious. But I read the back and it had like the scientific name for ants.
Ingredient list, ants.
It did. Yeah, it said ingredients, like, all the usual candy stuff, comma, ants, parentheses, scientific name for ants, or that
Right.
specific type of ant. Yeah. So Bill Gates making synthetic meat, then no animals have to die. Yeah, man. Like, I mean, listen, I'm not against synthetic meat just because it's fake. What I'm against is the premise, whatever the plural of premises is, on which this stuff is first, like, decided on as important, then put into market practice through fiat, and supported further through fiat currency, through incentives and government handouts and corporate welfare. So, if it can totally arise naturally, based on consumer preferences and market need, and it meets the right, quality and delivery and cost metrics for any market good to survive long term.
And it doesn't actually sterilize and euthanize us.
Yeah. Also that. I like to both not die and be able to procreate. Yeah.
Though
Something about a hierarchy of needs. I don't know. Something I heard before.
Though I thought you said you were hanging up your spurs. I don't know.
I love that term. Hanging up the nads. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we haven't gotten, like, snip yet.
Right.
And by the way,
Snip, snap, snap, snap.
Anybody, anyone's allowed to have their own opinion on this, but for what it's worth, mine is, if the woman has to squeeze that thing out of her private parts, when the time comes, the man gets the snip. I just think that's the equitable thing. I'm just saying.
Well,
it's like,
as libertarians, we're all about equity.
Actually, the way my wife put it was, she required more stakeholder value in this decision making. So, Libertarian Dave also says, you eat thousands of bugs with every breath. Yeesh.
Well, then I'm still hungry.
Yeah,
They aren't doing the job then, because I'm still hungry all the time.
Yeah. Not sure if anything meets those specifics anymore. The market is so manipulated, it might not be possible to stop it.
Ha ha ha.
Well,
meats.
as you'll notice, the title of this week's episode.
We have 20 seconds to score or we lose.
I missed the boost, so we're probably going to lose.
Cool. Oh, and I needed that boost.
Got it.
So please put it in.
Oh,
I
that
have
could have
no
been a
boost.
much better shot. Please!
I have no boost left.
Please go outside. Yeah, I know, but so that's what, like, me and Rez are listening to this great guy. He runs a podcast that I first heard thanks to Davey Smith. Thanks to Dave Smith's audience, who, when he asked Dave Smith's audience, who should I have on? Well, like, he's put it off for long enough. Who should I have on to talk about Bitcoin? The predominant answer was a guy named Guy Swan. And that's how I first became exposed to him. And then I, started listening to Guy Swan because it was a great episode. Started listening to Guy Swan's podcast called Bitcoin Audible. Oh, my goodness, is it good. He basically reads some of the best articles on Bitcoin and then discusses them. And I get so much value from it. And what's become so clear to me is that libertarians, more than anything, need to be campaigning for the adoption, widespread usage of Bitcoin to replace all fiat currencies, to starve the government of its ability to hide its spending through inflation, and it doesn't even have to hit the points. It doesn't even talk about how in the modern monetary policy, like looking at what we did. I'm still trying to change. I learned this from Scott Horton a long time ago. Don't use the term "we" when you talk about what the state does. And first of all, it's not we. It's a small group of psychopaths who are either acting in a way they think is good, but they're using evil means to do it, or they are evil and they're acting evil because they are evil. Either way, it's evil. So stop ascribing yourself with the term "we" to what the state does.
Right.
Don't own that. I don't own that. You don't own that. And it also gives cover to like some of the arguments around democracy, which is like, well, I voted, so then I get everything that comes with what the people who voted. Oh,
You hate to see it.
yeah. Okay. Sociopaths. Sorry, I don't know what I said. Psychopaths. Yeah. Thank you for the. Yeah, it's them. Okay, so that was a kind of a long explanation. But what we did to make this whole COVID regime possible, I just did it. What they did to make what was done by the powers that be, by the rulers, by our benevolent overlords, was they printed 40% of all the dollars in creation. And they're not done. That's not even enough. They didn't tax it. They just made it. And that's screwed up price signals even more radically than they're normally screwed up. I mean, that's why you're experiencing the inflation you're experiencing, and shrinkflation. Rez, you were right, my friend. I went to go order
Always.
Domino's the other day. The deal's gone.
Which deal?
You can't get 2 medium pizzas with 2 toppings for $5.99 each anymore. You gotta buy 3. And even then, it's 1 topping. So I was like, okay, well, let me try some of their other products I've never tried. Okay? I tried their 12-piece boneless wing. I tried their sandwich, the spicy habanero or sweet habanero. I tried their pasta carbonara or something. Once.
Hey, Juan.
What's up, man?
You're not just
OMG.
playing us. You're currently beating us.
I also, dude, I was basically a fanboy evangelist for Domino's. After they upped their game and they launched the app and they made it super easy, barely an inconvenience. It was always what I did when I needed to get my family food quickly at a good price. Like if we just things went bad that day, our food plan fell through, we didn't have what we needed, or my wife was super tired or something. Like it was just like the go-to. I now have to remove my support and evangelism for their product and service because of what's happened, and it's not necessarily their fault. Go ahead.
I would caution you to give them your support again because of, I mean, just the things that they've been doing over the years has been amazing to watch them work the market. When I was growing up, I hated Domino's because I thought it tasted like butt. And I think a lot of people agreed.
It didn't taste good. They changed it.
So that was the first thing they did. The first thing they did that was awesome, and it was just pure, and that their entire marketing scheme was look at how we talk to customers to fix things. So the first few things they did were all right, literally showing customers saying this sauce tastes like ketchup or like garbage or whatever. So like, okay, we will release new sauce, and we will test it, and everyone will like it. Okay, yes, now Domino's tastes better. And then they keep doing gimmicks. I wish I could remember one of the more in-room gimmicks over the time, but they keep doing things. So they've got like the if it's not to your door curbside, if they don't bring it out in like
the 2-minute pickup. I love that.
2 minute, it's free. They've got the surprise freeze right now, where instead of charging you, there's a chance you could end up with just like extra something, just get an item for free. And the biggest and most amazing one that I have seen recently is they start the ad noting that delivery apps like DoorDash charge local businesses for their food. It costs them money to use it. So Domino's spent $100,000 on gift cards for local restaurants that they give away when you order Domino's. So
I'm not putting it together.
Domino's purchased gift cards for other restaurants, competing food, so that they could give it away, give that free money away, so that you will, like, if you're not, they say, like, so if you're not ordering Domino's, be sure to order from one of your local restaurants who has been struggling through the pandemic, and because apps like DoorDash take a pretty big chunk of the delivery costs for them. And they even say, like, and make sure to order directly from your local thing so they get all the money. Like, they have an entire ad campaign saying we have purchased gift cards to give out for free to buy from what is essentially food competitors for us.
Okay, it's all admirable and good.
Yeah. So I think, and I don't know any other company doing anything like that. But
they're on notice and they're on pause.
Okay.
For my purchase, and I'm sure you will alert me when maybe they have upped their game, and it's not, again, so much of this is completely out of their control.
Right.
Out of their control, and hopefully we'll start to see more and more prices in dollars and prices in sats.
Right.
And y'all are gonna notice is the price in sats doesn't fluctuate nearly as much as the one in dollars. But my experience, I'm just going to finish the story because I launched into it. You think this is GG won. This game is too oppressive for libertarians?
And he said, get him one. What the hell? Who are you here for, Libertarian Dave?
Yeah. So, if you guys stick around, Juan, and you watch me, you'll see that I had a really good last match, and I'm really pretty bad. So,
yeah, we're running
for no reason.
We will soon run into Trump when he will build the wall, and we're not going anywhere.
Harry Potter, he jinxed us.
Harry Potter, or like Harry Putar, like I don't know if it's like a, I don't know, like an Arabic name, like.
Boy, ain't that the truth, Libertarian Dave. It's not customers our local restaurants need, but workers.
Right. And that's probably
don't know why
Domino's is suffering even too, yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, the stimmies are over. Like, what's the deal? How are people surviving and not working?
What I think Dave Smith talked about was, I thought it was like people figured out that they could go on this unemployment in a lot of ways, because they got forced in, because they normally there's no bridge, like an easy enough bridge to unemployment like that. They kind of got forced into it because of the way things went, and they realized it was like not that much cheaper to just do nothing and live off of unemployment than it is to go work and make a little bit more. So it was like Dave Smith who specifically noted that it's like, all right, I can make $17 an hour doing nothing, or I can make 19 hours, or if I make $19 an hour working 40 hours a week. Your net gain for doing 40 hours of work versus nothing is $2 an hour, and most people are going to say, why the hell would I do that? I'd rather just cut back slightly,
Right.
and then I don't have to do anything. Shotgun Messiah as well. This is me. And then rent relief. Yeah, that's absolutely true. The evictions have not gone out yet, and they've been fighting that pretty hard. Like people are just basically not paying rent. And that's going to come to a head at some point. Which is why I'm glad that I'm getting out of the company. That I work in a real estate company. Well, my old job was working for a real estate company, and with apartment listings.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I'm not going to be dealing with that because they have historically low vacancy rates right now because the prices were so low. But it is definitely not priced in the fact that I'm sure. God, it's probably half. I'm just pulling that number out of my butt, but like half the people in this city, in New York City or whatever, like probably are delinquent on their rent, and as soon as they're allowed to be evicted, they're going to be kicked out. Like it's going to be
And then
massive.
people go back to work, I guess. I just saw that, like, on some of my bills, like my electricity bill, it's like late fees are suspended because COVID. I'm like, well, I guess what that kind of means is like bills aren't due.
Right.
You could say late fees are suspended, but well then, why wouldn't I just be late like forever?
Right.
So I mean, listen, I'm not. I hope it's obvious that, like, of course, I don't want anybody to get their power cut off, but I also want there to be power.
Right.
And if you can, what's that?
I just said right.
Yeah. And if you just completely remove all incentives, you're going to end up with a lot of problems. And that's what we're seeing. So 15 days left to stop the bills. That's right.
Yeah.
15 days to slow the spread. All right. So I forget where I was going. My dominoes. All right. So I'll make it fast. I don't know why I thought this would be different,
Dominoes.
but like, of course they're going to use every ingredient they already use on these other products that they use for pizza. Like,
Right.
Of course. So did the pasta look like, smell like, taste like all the pizza ingredients on noodles? Yup. It was the same as sausage that they use on the pizza. It was the same sauce they use on the pizza. You know, it's just like, oh, my pizza in a bowl. You know, over boiled starch, not baked starch.
Right.
So that was like totally disappointing, and that was $5.99. I'd say it was like a $2 value in terms of like what would I be willing to pay for it. It was $5.99. I'd pay maybe $2 for that. The size, maybe you get away with 3, but I would never order it again. I'm just saying, if you want me to put a price tag on it, I'd put $3 on it. So that's double. And I got the spicy sandwich or whatever. It was hugely disappointing. The bread was like just uneventful. It was the chicken. I should have started with the wings. The wings, they're called boneless wings. That is a very generous term. What they are is the breaded chicken that goes on top of the pizza. And they put, they're not like special. They don't even get nugget status. Okay, this is like the size of like a plain die. Okay, like chunks is a better term than a boneless wing. And they are covered in buffalo sauce and ranch, and then covered like with cheese, and then just thrown through the oven because everything goes down the conveyor belt, right? It's a conveyor belt for the oven. Not great. Not boneless wings. Would never order again. If I had to put a price tag on that dish, I'd give it another $3. It was $5.99. Again, to unlock this pricing, I had to order 3 things. So the third thing I ordered was this sandwich, the sweet habanero or whatever.
How'd you not order the
same
pizza?
Chicken.
How you not at least order one pizza? It is a pizza restaurant after all.
I know, but I'm not gonna get one topping pizzas.
Oh, do they change it to one topping now?
It's one topping.
Oh, see, that's a big difference. It was $5.99 for two topping for a topping pizza. So
You just described the old deal.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize. I just thought it was
Yes.
$5.99 for 3 things, but it was still
No,
a pizza with 2
I would
toppings.
do 3.
Okay,
I would do
okay.
3 if it was still 2 toppings. I wouldn't like it, but I can save pizza. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna buy the same price 3 pies, 1 topping. Forget about it, right? So that was my major hang up, and that's what caused me to like, okay, well maybe I just need to like open up to some new product. Well, it's not new product. It's repackaged ingredients, and none of it's good, and none of it and what they okay. So all that, and then I'll shut up about it. But the last thing I'll say, they have blown up their app. Their app used to be the smoothest, easiest to use. You know exactly what you're paying for and what you're getting. They have obfuscated all the upcharges until the checkout screen. And even then, you can't tell what has increased the price of the item. It's so difficult to make sense of like, okay, I spent, no lie, 30 minutes in the app trying to figure out what did I do to increase the price of what I'm ordering. Because it's not like it's gonna, a couple dollars here and there is gonna break the bank or anything. I just want to know what's increasing the price. Turns out there's $1 extra if you ask for the pasta to be in a bread bowl. It doesn't say that in the drop-down menu or anywhere. There's just this generic term that says selections may impact pricing.
No.
It's like, screw you, because I can do the heavy sauce on the pizza for no extra cost. I can do like the well done option for the pizza for no extra cost. I can add garlic crust for no extra cost. But then like everything else is hard to tell. Basically, I just realized every selection above standard is a cost, and they don't tell you how much to check out. So if you want $5.99, don't change anything. So that was the user experience there on the app really threw things into the ground. And I was using the Fold card to buy Domino's gift cards, and
Nice.
you have to do the copy paste of Diamond 1, baby. You have to do the copy paste of the card number again on your mobile phone, switching between applications, and then you have to copy paste the PIN.
Hold on,
But
bro. Look at that. Your anger over Domino's. Look, you killed. I took a second.
6:31.
I was literally
You
here
were
to make.
asleep.
I was just about to make fun of you. Like, yeah, you got Diamond 1 at 70 points, but that was me. You got 4 goals and I did nothing. Continue. Tell me more about how much you dislike Domino's. It's working for us.
What was the user experience? And if you want to pay with a gift card, if you want to copy paste, you have to switch applications. And if you leave the Domino's app, they set you back to 0 with an empty cart.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it used to be way better than that. That's for sure.
So after all that configuration and figure out, I had to reload the whole dang thing. So
Yep. Okay,
I need a new like.
that makes sense. I didn't know all that,
solution.
so
I might be like getting my pizza from freaking 7-Eleven or Quick Trip.
No, I think I think at this point it's just like if you're gonna get it, pay more for it. Like I introduced you. I think did we get to try the Geppetto's pizza?
Oh, it's so good.
And you like Jets a lot. It's expensive.
Oh no, I've only tried Jets. I don't think I've tried Geppetto's.
I think they were closed on Sunday or whatever, so we couldn't.
Yeah.
But they were really good too. And I just I've started buying in bulk basically pizza too, because you know what, you can freeze pizza and it still tastes pretty good when you heat it up.
That's true.
So rather than and it's usually like $15 for a small, $16 for a medium, $17 for a large. I mean, like I'm exaggerating, but it's not too far from that. So like the last time that I bought pizza for 4 people, I literally bought like a sheet pizza with like 40 slices or something like that, squares, and that was $50. But half of it is in my freezer right now, and now every once in a while, like tonight where we're talking about it a lot, I'm gonna have to go downstairs and have some. All I have to do is just unfreeze a couple slices, and that's all I need. I don't have to go like, oh crap, I really want pizza. Now I gotta go buy a whole new one. You know, so
Right.
it freezes
No,
well.
that's,
You should,
that's a good point. You're gonna be my Domino's deal alert, quality alert, and then you'll tell me if and when it's safe to go back. But I can't justify paying more, to be honest. It was already like,
for Domino's, sure, I can understand. But I mean, for other pizza places, I would say like it's oh, nice save.
thank you.
And actually, it's honestly just getting to the point with some things where it's like, if you want it done well, if you want it to be good, you just have to pay more. That's because it's just the way the economy has come.
Well, that's true.
Like
I
the
mean,
idea,
that's the definition of inflation.
right? But I mean, it's like accepting
You're just
it
gonna have to pay more.
because because a lot of places will, I think you said shrinkflation. That's where you basically, they'll
They won't change prices, but you get less or lower quality.
lesser lower quality, right? So for a while I was getting my lawn mowed for like $35 a mow, and then the guy just like wasn't kind of showing up anymore, and it was really hard to get his attention, and now I got to pay $55 a mow, but it gets done.
Right.
Now I mean it's way more than I would like to be paying for it, but it gets done, and it's the same way with food right now. Like, all right, I really don't want to pay $50, $60, $70, $80 just to feed my wife and I and my 2-year-old, but at least I can be fairly confident for a lot of places if I'm paying that much, I'm going to get a good deal. I'm like, it's going to be what I want at least. And gosh, I don't know if it's going to be a long time before the days of like all you can eat sushi come back. That was one of my favorite things that the inflationary pandemic and lockdowns took from me.
You took this from me. I know, Libertarian Dave. It always comes around to the state screwing everything up. And they'll be the ones who step in and are like, now we'll save you from this.
It's the old, yeah.
You know?
They broke your legs, and you should be grateful for it because they offer you crutches.
Exactly. Yeah, Andy, sorry if I made you hungry, buddy. It takes Domino's an hour. That's
yeah. The definite
still
move.
warm by then.
The move now is definitely. I mean, if you're gonna get pizza, it's pickup. It's absolutely got to be pickup. There's no reason to think. I mean, it's gonna sit. Best case scenario is gonna sit on a rack for a long time.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you've ever when you've used the Domino's app and they have like the tracker, when it says quality check, that means it is in a bag, sitting on a rack, waiting for a delivery driver to come take it.
Okay. You know this from experience?
I know I didn't work at Domino's, but I know the steps for how a pizza gets made. There is an order, it is made, it goes through the oven, it waits somewhere for a delivery driver to take it, it gets delivered. And when you get on that app,
check just means done.
Yes, it means it is done and sitting on a bag and sitting in a bag waiting for someone to come and pick it up to bring it to you, because they can't call it sitting in a bag waiting for someone to come pick it up because it can be a half an hour or more depending on how bad things are going, and people will just say would cancel their order at that point if people really knew that. Part of the problem is a lot of places don't do a good job of metering out what's going on based on current order status. It was really great when I lived in Cleveland because I worked for Pizza Hut, and they had all the Pizza Huts must have been owned by the same person because they had a call center. Even in this is how it worked in the 2000s or the 90s. You never called an individual restaurant. You called one number for the entire Cleveland metropolitan area, basically.
Smart.
And
they just aggregate the orders and let the restaurant focus on making.
And the orders would just come up as tickets in our in our system.
Yeah.
You suddenly
Yeah.
a ticket would just print, and we'd have the computer
Yeah.
to tell us where it was, and it was super nice.
Yeah. Let the workers focus on production.
Right, and I didn't have to answer phones ever because no one
Deal
was
with customers.
because no one was bothering me with an order. We got orders to
that must
cook
be
and orders
awesome.
to deliver. It really was awesome.
I bet you could just like chill and listen to music and
Yes,
like,
that is
have a
why
good
delivery
time.
driving was so amazing, and why so many delivery drivers don't want to become managers, because you will make more money in tips, and it is way more fun to just drive in your car and get the hell out of the restaurant than it is to make a little bit more money maybe and have a ton more responsibility. And you have to stay inside and deal with people and all your workers and all those things too.
Yeah.
So
Libertarian Dave asks, "Have you used Drizzly, which is alcohol delivery?" You know, I have heard of it. I doubt it's even available in North Carolina
probably not.
because
Yeah.
of how probably any state that has ABC. I bet that's like off limits because there's so many wonky rules on everything.
Where do you live, L. Dave? Do you mind if I call you L. Dave? Where do you live, L. Dave?
Yeah, just don't call him Lib Dave.
Well, yeah, that could be a problem right there. God, I have to go eat pizza now. It's so bad for me. I did really good intermittent fasting today, and I was like, nope, I gotta go. Now I've been drinking, so I'm hungry, and then we talked about pizza the whole freaking time, so now I have to go eat pizza. Absolutely.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
I will. It's from a local place.
Yeah, how do you get your hands on this free gift cards from Domino's?
You have to order Domino's, and then they're supposed to give you. They give you one of the gift cards for one of the local restaurants for you to order from.
I didn't get one.
When did you do this?
Yesterday.
Sucks to be
Day
you, man.
before.
Then apparently it's not everybody, or they've already given them all out. I don't know, but at the very least, it's good marketing.
Yeah. Like,
And if they are actually
Aw.
doing it,
Ooh.
wow, in some capacity, then that's cool that they're doing that. But
if they're not, and it's all PR, then
right,
that would
then
be
that is
critical.
then it is garbage, and they're back on my crap list. Man,
I mean, I would be shocked if they could afford to give gift cards to every order.
right, for
I
particularly
mean,
only
how much
spending.
margin are they willing to give away?
I mean, and they said they spent $100,000, and that's definitely not for.
Okay, yeah, well, that's like, what? If you gave away $10 to the first, to everyone who makes an order, you ran out on day one.
Right.
Anyway, it's don't be wrong. I mean, don't get it twisted. Like, they were doing it for the PR.
Right.
They were doing it so you would tell that story to me like you just did.
Well, it didn't used to be then, because when you go back to like that original sauce, they were like, "Hey, lots of people say our sauce sucked. We made better sauce. Try our new sauce." And I had it, and I was like, "This sauce is better. I like the new sauce." So like that was not just a gimmick. That was literally them doing what customers wanted.
I
So like,
understand the
so maybe they've kept up the
customer
theme and
experience and research development and customer feedback, 100%.
so perhaps they've kept up the theme, but they are not actually delivering on the promises anymore. But
No, I mean, it's possible that the $100,000 was true and is just gone and was probably gone on day one.
and it's gone.
And it's gone. Oh, jeez. Good save. I whiffed. El Paso in Texas.
I thought
Have
you were in
got-
Texas
so
too.
Have you had, Libertarian Dave, have you had like a good experience with Drizzly? Or were you looking for like a confirmation that it is good? Because we have used it or something?
And while we're waiting for that, I just want to talk about fast food. I love fast food. That's why I look the way I do. That's why I have Mama Milkers or whatever that dude was asking for.
Yeah.
But-
Notice no tip. I guess he wasn't that interested.
Yeah, that's true. I don't blame him. Oh, nice shot.
That's great.
I'm sad. I wish I knew more about money in the past, and I just realized I should have been keeping my receipts. I should have kept one receipt a year with like my fast food. Like, go to Wendy's in January, order the same thing, do it every January. and keep that receipt just to see how prices change, because all I have is my recollection, and 2000s. All right, we're gonna go. This is gonna be a fat trip. Here we go. Fatty, fat.
Okay.
It was when I was in high school that Wendy's introduced the triple stack, which was just a lot of meat on one sandwich, and it used to be bigger. You can still get a double stack at Wendy's, but it's much smaller. Because I know, because I remember. And when those triple stacks came out, they were $2. $2 for at least quarter-pound patties. So we're talking like 3/4 of a pound for of meat at $2 a sandwich.
Even if it's low-quality meat, that's a lot of meat for $2.
Yes. and I mean they always said it was just beef or whatever. Maybe they were lying or whatever. They were never a pink slime company, as far as I know. Like McDonald's had to change their tune or whatever.
While Dave was alive, they were really cool.
And from my home state of Ohio.
Awesome. My grandfather often got confused for Dave Thomas.
We talked about.
That was a great shot.
We talked about this.
That must have been one of the better shots I've had. I'm sorry.
It's all right. We talked.
Just watch that.
Oh wow! Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I don't know. It didn't look that impressive on the replay. $2 per coronary.
We talked about this during the Founder, the episode where we did the Founder. We covered that movie. About.
Yeah.
So I won't cover that again, but about how Dave Thomas copied another restaurant from Ohio. Oh, get in there! Yes, get in there, Ceiling.
Nice. We're tied up.
And became successful because he took the risks and things like that. But heck, go Buckeyes! Yeah, I didn't go to Ohio State. My dad did, so I'm not one of those weird. It's just a weird thing. People in Ohio love the Buckeyes, whether they win.
Oh no.
Whether they went to Ohio State or not. My theory is because their Ohio sports teams have never been good, except for the Buckeyes. I mean, you had the Cavs for a while, but in just going back 20 years, the only successful team is the Buckeyes. But I'm from the Cleveland area, so if anything, I would have said go Browns. But now that I live in Charlotte, I'm 100%. Please.
And we're back in it. Let's go.
I'm 100% a Carolina fan, so go Panthers is what you get from me. But yeah, it's weird to people who come from other states. I went to college with people from like Pennsylvania, and Kentucky and Kansas, and they're all just like, why do everyone here love the Buckeyes so much, and none of them
got up too late.
None of them go to Ohio State. Like people would be at the college I went to. They would be at our football games, and they would have a radio with them where they were also listening to the Ohio State Buckeyes. It is perplexing to say the least.
Yeah, everyone I know is like a huge Buckeyes fan who is from Ohio. And I like your theory too. I think it's very possible. My dad was from Niles, just outside Youngstown.
Okay, yeah. You're not far from me. Just outside.
But please continue your Wendy's epic here.
One of the most dangerous cities in Ohio is Youngstown. At least it used to be. Probably still is, actually. Probably.
And I'm flat.
You did it!
Where I belong.
It's also 11, so I guess this is our last match. This one's flown by.
Okay.
But it basically told my Wendy's story, and I remember a double cheeseburger. I mean, I remember a time at McDonald's before the McDouble. In my day, cane waggling. In my day, there was just
cane waggling.
You just got double cheeseburgers, and they were $1. And eventually they had to change it, and they created the McDouble, which had less cheese and I think a slightly smaller patty, so that they could keep it at $1. And now you can't even get that at $1 anymore. So like, I love fast food, and I know it from my like I have anecdotes where I know like I felt the inflation because I know what it used to be like. But I wish that I had kept a lot of the receipts of those things because I would have like actual proof. Of course, even still, I would need to. What do you? Oh God, did we lose you?
Oh no, I'm going against our goal.
Yeah, you literally just blocked me from scoring.
I'm so sorry. I just really stripped you.
Yep, and now they've scored against us.
Oh, Dark Sage is in the house.
What
Happy
is
Pearl
what is
Harbor
going on with you,
Remembrance
Prax?
Day.
Happy Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. Yeah, I forgot that. I forgot about that. What does Michael Bloomberg think about?
Just Goldberg your ass. Yeah, don't get me started on Taco Bell.
Oh man, I'll start on Taco Bell right now. I remember
Do you
when
remember what was it?
the 10 packs.
49-cent bean burritos and like 59-cent. They had a menu. I think it went 59, 69, 79. They used to make a dime's worth of distinction in what you could order.
Yeah, I never ordered bean burritos because if it's not gonna have meat, what the hell's the point? But I remember.
They were so cheap.
Yeah, but if you spent, it was like literally like 70 cents for a soft or hard taco. So
I just there's nothing for 99 cents now.
No, absolutely not. And I remember when the 10 pack came out originally, and it was like $9 for that. For
They don't
no,
even
it was
have a dollar menu.
it was actually
They're fast Mexican food, and they can't figure out a product for 99 cents.
it was
I mean,
actually
McDonald's has a dollar menu.
well that's the 1, 2, 3 menu now. I think.
Well, yeah, right.
But I mean, it was actually I remember the original like taco party pack was 12. It was 12 tacos for $10. And I'm sure in that time,
I see.
since then, they've also probably decreased the amount of taco meat that's gone in and things like that too. That's the one thing you can't measure with the receipts is that shrinkflation. You'd have to have weighed your food like every time too to know, which is a little hardcore. But
so I don't know if it's shrinkflation or something else, but I like and it's not just because I'm cheap, but I actually prefer, like, my favorite type of coffee is French roast coffee. My favorite roast of it is actually Walmart's Great Value brand K-Cups. And you would think it'd probably be nasty crap, right? I actually compared it to like Pete's Coffee and Starbucks and all that stuff. I did a blind taste test with my wife's help, and I chose the Great Value French roast. And I'm like, okay, I am double backflip. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna get. I just got a new pack of 96.
right.
And they done changed something. Like they either the cups of coffee it makes are what I would describe as weak. They don't have the same flavor. It seems like more grounds were needed to make the appropriate flavor.
Yeah.
But that's not all. It's not only is it weak. There's actually a different taste to it entirely. So I don't know if it's inflation related or supply related because I know there's coffee constraints right now. But
Nice
no way.
shot.
Dude, what is going on? Al Gore 24. It only makes him the sense. It only makes sense for him to run in 24.
And he's super
2024.
serial. Super serial about Man Bear Pig.
Yeah.
As that's about to become the topic, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
Climate
You're
change
right.
is going to be coming back, so.
Yeah, the new alarmism will be around climate change after COVID loses all of its steam.
Which it almost basically has at this point.
I don't know, man. They're really making a run with it with Omicron.
Yeah, but in my daily life experience, it is nothing has changed, and even people who are like, I've started to see a lot of things on Twitter be like, all right, I've already gotten 3 shots. If you're gonna try and tell me that now I need a 4th, like, I think we talked about this last week, where it's just like, it's gonna affect less people. Like less people are gonna buy it, but the people who do buy it will buy it even harder than the last time. So,
Govern me harder, Daddy.
right.
Yeah. Libertarian Dave got cheaper beans. I think you're right. I think they changed their supply. Because one thing I noticed, and I will actually go through the effort to contact customer service on this, because this was saving me a ton of money because they were very affordable, and I really enjoyed them. And now I've got to probably find a whole new source, and it's not going to be as cheap. But I did notice that they actually had, you know how Walmart will mark stuff was like rollback. Like they lowered the price on this. It's like, I wish they would have kept it the same price and kept everything the same. Man, what is going on? Are you seeing this?
Oh, I'm literally watching and playing with you simultaneously. Why?
I know, but
wait a
you're
minute. Wait a
making
minute. Wait a minute.
zero
You
comments.
asked me if I'm seeing. You are the guy who blocked me from making a shot on a goal,
But
and you're
I'm
asking me
doing
if
great
I'm watching.
If I'm going the right way, I'm playing well. I think this is obvious.
Freedom isn't free.
Isn't free.
We've got a minute to score, so we can tie it.
Way to get up there. Oh. So, need to get the Optimus Prime booster vaccine. Yes. That's so funny. Guy Swan on the podcast the other day, he's like, we're at the point where they're just naming these variants after Transformers. I thought that was great.
Oh, and I love that for some reason we skipped the she variant, the Z variant.
Oh, that was so good.
Can't imagine
like-
why that happened.
And they like released a post like why, you know, they're like, one, they didn't call it new and you because they thought people were too stupid to realize that they're not saying this is a new variant, this is the new variant.
Please get in there.
Yes. And it's not what's up, Cotton Slave? You're playing my friends right now. Yeah, and they're
These are
not
actually
calling
your
it the
friends?
she because that is a common family name in Eastern countries, and it's like, you don't say.
Good to see you, Cotton. Thank you for showing up with us,
Yeah.
hanging out. Appreciate you. No. If I were a better player, I would have finished that and put it in, but I'm not. So here we are. Oh no! No, I'm the worst.
Oh.
I ditto what I just said.
Gotta get some boost.
Oh, we're rule one. We're
They
rule
are
one.
correct on one of those. Oh, rule one.
You have to win this for us.
Cotton Slave, they are correct that we suck, but we're on camera, so I think the answer to their second observation can be put to bed.
We may suck, but we abide by the rules. My friend from Greece got pestering me about Mew. Oh, Moo, yeah, but that's what we messed around with in Mew and Calc. you call it Mew, like about Moo, but it's like, oh yeah, I tried to catch Mew when I was playing Pokemon, so I don't know what they're talking about.
I'm gonna get scored on in the most embarrassing way here. I can just tell.
Oh, respect. Okay, well, all right. His teammate broke it, so I'm back in this.
Okay.
Ah.
I've got to watch one more thing with you after this, Rez, before you go.
No. Oh, maybe. Oh.
Maybe they are. Yeah. Yeah, did you know the richest person in the world is actually of African descent? Boom!
Oh, come on, guys.
Ah,
That
620,
why
Leroy.
why you gotta just
Why you
That was
gotta
a
be
good
like that?
match. That was a good match. I'm still
Why you
gonna
gotta
drop the
do me
GGs
like
because you
that?
deserve it. Lord.
Nice.
You are 11 years of age, and you are violating the terms and conditions of Twitch, sir. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Uh, we need to get your soundboard. It's superior to mine.
Yeah, it's true. But it's going to take a while. I got to go see if I can get that card fixed or what I can do with this old computer over here.
Yeah.
Old reliable over here, or if I can buy a new one. But,
Yep.
man,
Man, I really enjoyed tonight. Thanks everybody who came out. We love to hang out with y'all and talk, and we'd love to see you back again next week. You should watch that playlist, Andy. Hidden secrets of money.
and everyone should just listen to Bitcoin Audible.
Yes. Yeah.
Your lives will be improved if you listen to it. So,
It's so inspiring. It really really put fuel in my tank here recently.
and buy Bitcoin. This is not financial advice. Buy Bitcoin.
Savings technology.
All right, everyone.
All right.
Appreciate everyone who
Yes.
came out tonight for hanging out. Really makes everything go by so fast. Everyone for chatting and hanging out. So, how do I set up the You've been doing this in the past. How do I set up a raid?
I can do it.
Or you can still do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Libertarian Dave. It's been a while since we've seen you. So, first of all, what the hell? And second, thanks for coming out.
We're gonna drop you guys over in Fabian Liberty. They're
Fabian
really
Liberty.
good folks.
Definitely another great channel to check out, where also apparently Andy is a mod. So don't say anything naughty or he will ban you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, well, we really appreciate you guys coming out. Until we meet again next week, remember to love the game.
And hate the state. See you guys next Tuesday. Peace.
All right. Have fun over in Fabian's channel. We'll see you.
Officially rated.
Nice.
Note that now sits next to artworks in museums.